Hey everybody, it's RC Peck, the founder of Fearless Wealth and the creator of the Fearless Wealth portfolio, and it is the market situation report for this week. And the situation that I want to share with you is a conversation that I had last night at a dinner up in San Francisco. There's a lot of people in town for an event, and the dinner that I had was with some people from Stansberry and Associates, which is one of the, it's actually I think it's the largest newsletter, investment newsletter company in the world. Anyway, I was talking to them about my approach to investing, and the idea of the 5 most important words to investing came up, and how people who invest their money well and get richer from the growth of their money always use these 5 words, and people who consistently lose money in the market, lose money growing money, never use these words. And in fact, when I shared the words with them, the one woman said, "Wow, that sounds really negative. I don't really see myself being that negative." And it just made me think that I need to share this with you. So this week's market situation report is about the 5 most important words in investing, and I want to give you an example of how to use them. So to not keep you in suspense anymore, the 5 most important words in investing are: how much will I lose? Not how much will I risk? Not how much am I going to make? Not I hope it works out. Not I heard it from my friend at work. Not the guy from Merrill Lynch told me to buy it. But 5 words. How much will I lose? And when I said this to the group last night, she said, "Wow, that's so negative to look at investing that way." And I said, "Yeah, I could see how people would think that. But if you know what you're going to lose, and your brain hears the word lose, and the human brain knows what the word lose means, then you can prepare yourself for when something goes against you, because you will lose money." And I often say to my clients, you'll lose money on every investment, because I don't look at your own money and the market's money any differently. So if you buy something, you're not going to sell it at its very, 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 very peak. It's going to fall from the peak, and then you're going to sell it if you have a good strategy. So there's a difference between selling it right at its peak and selling it when it pulls back. That would be considered a loss. So I want to give you an example of a company that I added to the obvious trend portfolio, Intel. And if you look on this price chart here, it's about 2 years of data, and you can see that Intel seems to be bottoming around the $19.50 point. And the most recent part of this chart is at the end of last year, the beginning of this year. It's current. I went back a little bit, but it's current. And so I see that there's a support here, and I want to buy Intel. And Intel has already fallen 35% up until the most recent circle on the right. And so it's like, okay, but how do you buy this properly? The way you buy it properly is to use the 5 words. How much will I lose? And so when I looked at this, I said, I'm willing to lose 10% of the position. So let's say I buy it at $20. I'm willing to lose $2 of 20. So if it hits $18, I will get out. But I'm telling myself how much I'm willing to lose. I'm willing to lose 10% of that. And then what I do is I put it into dollar amount, because the human brain doesn't really understand percentages. So I say, I will lose, let's just say, for example, I will lose $3,000 on this trade. So my brain is hearing for the first time, I will lose it. So if it does go against me, it won't be the first time my brain is looking at that situation or thinking about it. My brain is prepared. Now, if I zoom in on that price chart, you can see here that it's called a 1, 2, 3 bottom, which is what is happening now. And I had people following the obvious trend portfolio buy it on December 6th, which on this screen right here, this is a current screen as of market close. You can see that we bought it right here. Right there is where we purchased it, a little bit above $20. But the point here is that if it moves against us, when it moves against us, and I'm not going through all the ways that I set stop losses or manage my wrongness, but I just want to talk about this one way and using those 5 words to your advantage. How much will I lose? Because when you know that answer to the dollar amount and not the percentage, then you're going to start growing your money more effectively and faster and with more ease and with less effort. The next monthly strategy gathering is coming up on the 12th of February. It's going to be online only. Have a lot of great stuff coming up. Things are shifting in real estate. Rates are continuing to go down, and we have a lot of things to look at. Most specifically is the S&P is hitting resistance. Even with the $2 trillion plus that's being printed a year between deficit spending and Bernanke, the market is still looking for more of a reason to go up, and it's still not sure. So we have a lot of great stuff to speak about in the February monthly strategy gathering, but we're going to have a couple more market situation reports before then. Thanks everyone for being here. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. All right, take care.